In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can increase your breast milk supply. Hey, it's Morgan. Welcome to the Passable Parent channel. I've been a pediatric nurse for the past 10 years, specializing in early childhood development, and I'm also a mom. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you turn notifications on so you don't miss out on any future videos. Before we talk about how you can increase your breast milk supply, first, let's talk about how you know if your baby is getting enough breast milk. Once you know what signs to look for and how to assess whether or not your baby is getting enough breast milk, it's very reassuring and can help calm any anxieties you might have. As a new mom, I was so worried whether or not my son was getting enough breast milk. The first thing that you should know is that breastfed babies should be nursing about every 2 to 3 hours, especially in the beginning weeks and months of life. Another sign to look for is that your baby's hands might be in a tighter fist when they are hungry, and then when your baby is full or by the end of a nursing session or feeding, their hands and fists will be looser. Think of it like your baby's hands are a gas gauge. When your baby's hands are more open and loose, that means your baby is full. Your baby should also be wetting 6 to 8 diapers a day and about 2 to 3 poopy diapers a day by 1 week old. When you're breastfeeding your baby, you should also hear some swallowing and some gulping sounds. And you should see milk around the corners of their mouth and also some milk residue when you unlatch after nursing. Before nursing, your breasts will be firm, hard, and full of milk. And at the end of a successful nursing session, they should be softer, feel less heavy, and be less full of milk, which means they'll be smaller in size. And finally, the most important assessment of whether or not your baby is receiving enough breast milk is determined by your pediatrician at your pediatrician appointments. Your pediatrician will measure your baby's growth by measuring their weights, their length, and their head circumference, and they will tell you if you should be concerned at all with your baby's growth. It's important to remember that it's normal for some babies to lose weight after they are born, so don't panic, mama. By 10 to 14 days old, your baby should be right back up to their birth weight. A great way to ease your fears in between pediatrician appointments is to weigh your baby at home. I personally love and use the Hatch changing pad and scale, which I'll make sure to link for you below if you're interested and want to check it out. Another thing to talk about before we jump into how you can increase your breast milk supply is to talk about some of the factors that can actually decrease your breast milk supply, some of which can be totally out of your control. Not feeding your baby frequently enough. You really want to be feeding or nursing your baby every 2 to 3 hours or at least 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. If your baby has a weak suck, can't latch properly, or has tongue ties, these conditions can hinder your baby's ability to breastfeed. If you're at all concerned that your baby has one of these issues, please contact your pediatrician to have your baby assessed, or contact your pediatrician for a referral to a certified lactation consultant that can help you. Supplementing with bottles actually also can decrease breast milk supply because your baby won't be nursing as much on the breast if you're also giving bottles. Bottles also require less work for your baby compared to nursing at the breast and may create nipple confusion, especially in the beginning weeks. Smoking also decreases milk supply. Certain herbal supplements and herbal teas can decrease milk supply, and that's why it's important to talk to your pediatrician about every supplement you are taking, and that includes teas, drinks, or smoothies. Certain medications can decrease breast milk supply, like birth control pills, especially the combination ones. It's important to talk to your healthcare provider about which birth control methods are right for you. Not enough calories for mom actually decreases breast milk production and supply. And we see this happening particularly in moms who focus on losing the baby weight too quickly by drastically cutting their calories. Things like nipple shields can actually decrease your breast milk supply. If you are pregnant again, it can also decrease your breast milk supply. Breast reduction surgery can also decrease breast milk supply. Now, jumping into it, if your milk supply is low, there are things you can do to increase your supply. The first thing to remember with supply is that supply equals demand. More frequent nursing and pumping signals the body to produce more milk. Try to fully empty the breasts after feedings. If one or both breasts aren't fully emptied, it tells your body not to produce more milk because it thinks it's meeting demand. If the breasts are full and not emptied for prolonged periods of time, it can even tell your body to make less milk. Nurse on both breasts every feeding, starting with one breast, which we're going to call dinner, and let baby fully empty for about 12 to 15 minutes. Then move to the next breast, which we'll call dessert. So if baby doesn't fully empty, consider pumping to empty the breast. This is a great way to start a freezer stash in the event that you have to leave your baby, and it signals your body to make more milk. Always start with the dessert breast or the breast that baby last nursed on at the next feeding. A great and simple way to keep track of this is to leave a hair scrunchie on the wrist of the breast that you left off on and want to start with on your next feeding. There also are many apps out there to keep track of which breast you last nursed on and for how long. If your baby is sleepy during feedings and keeps falling asleep at the breast, here are some tips to wake them. Give them some kisses and cuddles, change their diaper, and gently tap the bottoms of their feet. These are all ways to stimulate and wake up your baby so that way they aren't falling asleep during the feedings. Skin to skin time, which is when you're holding your baby's bare chest to your bare chest, actually has been shown to help increase breast milk production. When you finish nursing, pump on both breasts, even if nothing comes out. This stimulates milk production and signals the body to produce more milk. If you have a double breast pump, pumping off both sides at the same time has been shown to produce more milk rather than just pumping on one side at a time. Drinking water while pumping can also help keep you hydrated and helps increase supply. Looking at photos or videos of your baby can increase milk output, especially when you're pumping. When you're pumping, even covering the pump so that you don't see them or avoid looking at the pump can help increase that output. Sometimes when we're thinking about pumping or watching the pump too closely, less milk comes out. So try and do things to distract yourself during these times. That way you're relaxed. Something called power pumping can also increase milk output and supply. Power pumping mimics cluster feeding like a power hour of breast pumping. You pump in sequences starting with 20 minutes, then rest for 10 minutes, then pump again for 20 minutes, and then rest again for another 10 minutes. You can do this one time a day to increase supply, and it usually takes about 3 to 5 days to see results. Play with the settings on your breast pump. Try the different rhythms. The highest level doesn't necessarily mean the highest milk output. Another important thing to remember when it comes to breast milk supply is that heat and warm wet compresses can actually help your milk to flow. Taking a nice warm shower and letting the water run on your breasts before a pumping or nursing session has been shown to help with milk letdown. They also sell different warming packs specifically to help with this. A brand that I know sells them is FRIDA Mom, and I'll make sure to link below if you want to check them out. Not only can warm compresses and showers help your milk flow, but so can massaging the breasts. When your baby gets bigger, you will start to notice them moving their hands along your breasts, almost in a kneading motion to stimulate more milk flow. Gently massaging your breasts before, during, and after a nursing session can also help stimulate that milk flow. In order to maintain and even increase your breast milk supply, you also need to make sure that you're getting enough calories. Approximately 500 calories a day are used to make breast milk, so make sure that you're choosing healthy snacks and getting the calories you need to sustain your milk supply. This is especially, again, a problem for moms who try to lose the baby weight too fast by drastically cutting their caloric intake. When choosing foods, you want to be eating the rainbow. Choose colorful meals to ensure that you are getting the nutrients you need. Colorful fruits and vegetables contain the nutrients and the antioxidants you need. A great way to make sure you are eating the rainbow is by making your own fruit and vegetable smoothies. You also want to make sure that you're getting enough healthy fats. Fats get a bad rap, but healthy fats rich in omega-3 fatty acids are crucial when breastfeeding. They are an anti-inflammatory and essential for your baby's brain development. Research suggests that supplementing with a good fish oil for proper DHA intake is beneficial. Make sure to check with your doctor to figure out if this is right for you. Omega-3 is also found in chia seeds, walnuts, and flax seeds, and you can add all these things to that smoothie. It's also really important that you get enough vitamin D. Vitamin D is found in foods like dairy, fish, eggs, and fortified cereals. You also can get some vitamin D by spending time outdoors, which is not only beneficial for you, but it's also beneficial for your baby. When choosing healthy foods to eat, it's also important you are getting enough healthy carbs and grains. Many people swear by oatmeal being something that increases breast milk supply. And research actually backs this up and shows that oats can increase breast milk production. So, besides diet, what else can you do to make sure that you are producing enough breast milk? One of the most important things you can do is just stay hydrated and drink enough water. Drinking a big cup of water every time you sit down to breastfeed is so helpful with producing breast milk. If you have a supportive partner or a family member who wants to be involved in your breastfeeding journey, they can support you by always making sure that you have something to drink when you sit down to nurse. Investing in a big reusable water bottle is a great way to keep track of your fluid intake and to make sure that you're getting enough water to meet your body's breast milk demands. I hope this video was helpful and informative. And I just want to say that there are times where breast milk supply is out of your control. There could be a medical condition or a reason that your body is just not producing breast milk. And it's important to check in with your healthcare provider to rule this out if you have any concerns. And if you give breastfeeding a try and it doesn't feel right for you or doesn't work for you, you should still be incredibly proud of yourself. I've learned as a nurse and preach that supported is best. So no matter what you choose, breastfeeding, bottle feeding, exclusively pumping, formula, or a combination, be proud of yourself. You're doing a great job. As a mama, I know how hard it is and the overwhelming amount of choices we have to make each day for our children. And we're all just trying our best. Support and celebrate each other, even if we make different choices. Thank you so much for your time today, and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Again, thank you so much for your support, and I hope to see you next time.